Hey guys, welcome to Draw My Story, and today we're drawing the story of Rake, the unnaturally tall and skinny humanoid creature. This creature is known to prey on you in one of your most vulnerable states, when you're asleep. By appearance, Rake's body is pale white. It's 6 feet tall and hunches when it walks. Normally, it walks in 4 legs. Its eyes look like this 2 dark wells. The hollow black eyes. It's a creature with several references in folklore and horrific urban legends. Rake are usually found lurking in the woods of the northern US. It usually just watches the observer, but if approached, it will stand up and attack by opening its big mouth, which has many tiny and dull teeth. The Rake is often said to creep into bedrooms, induce nightmares, and observe the dreamers for a time before killing them. They are mostly seen in hilly or forest areas where they can hide, reproduce, and spread. Studies reveal that they have spread to Europe and Asia as well. Rake is said to be first sighted in the 12th century, but not much details were recorded at that time. It was only stories told by people. The next written recorded sighting was 1691. It was by a group of sailors who traveled from Europe to the northern United States. As per a mariner in the ship, the Rake came in his sleep and threatened them to leave as soon as possible. They got scared and left. After this, it was only in 1880 another sighting was recorded in Spain. A Spanish writer wrote about Rake, who disturbed him mentally for days. The writer could not sleep, write, or relax because of this disturbance in his mind. He was losing his mind. However, what happened to the writer after this is still unknown. And this is really a very chilling incident which scared everyone. Then, in 1964, a man committed suicide. His suicide note told a similar story, that he was constantly stalked and psychologically traumatized. He had made 2 letters for 2 people, Williams and Rose. And another letter was there with no envelope. In that, it was written, "Dearest Linny, I have prayed for you. It spoke your name." This was the first evidence that Rake actually talks in people's minds. It's not just manipulation of mind or feelings of disturbance. It actually talks people to death. After this incident, nobody heard about it for many long years. In 2003, Rake became a news and public media. A footage of a pale, tall, humanoid creature was released in media. A lot of discussions happened. The footage was claimed to be an original footage of Rake, the monster in the stories. Later, the footage got destroyed. No one knows how it was destroyed. Later, a team of investigators started collecting evidence about the incident. But the investigators reached nowhere, and all the effort to find Rake went in vain. And after that, it was only in 2006 that a real, believable incident with an eyewitness took place about Rake. It was described by a woman. She told that one day she woke up in the morning next to her husband and was sitting on her bed. Suddenly, she noticed a humanoid figure sitting on her bed. As soon as she saw it, it moved towards her husband. It stared at her husband and quickly moved to their children's room. When she and her husband rushed to that room, by then it injured her daughter. She uttered through pain that it is the Rake. Her husband immediately caught hold of her, got her in the car, and drove her to the hospital, while the wife and their son stayed back. However, before reaching the hospital, the car was driven into a lake, and both the husband and daughter were killed in the accident. The woman and her son didn't stay in their home for some time. They could not dare to come there immediately after the horrific incident. They lived in a hotel just to make themselves calm down. When they returned after days, she remembered what her daughter had told her. It was the Rake who was there that night. She researched about the humanoid figure and found out that it was, in fact, Rake. She knew that Rake must be there in that home even now, because they make reoccurring appearances in the same place. To find that out, she set up a camera and audio monitors in the house. After many days of observing the monitors, the woman found out that even though she can't see him, the Rake is there in her room every night. She heard it talking something. However, she was never able to tell what she heard. In fact, she heard only little enough to describe anything. She is told that she could not listen long enough to transcribe it. It was so disturbing. Later, she was found dead on her bedroom floor. After this chilling incident, the authorities were sure that Rake exists. They tried to find it through different ways, but all in vain. The latest sighting happened in 2017. It was by a group of girls. They were in the woods in the Austin, Texas area. They saw a humanoid, pale, tall figure in the woods. It was just a brief sighting and was gone within moments. Later, they figured out that it was the Rake who they saw. This is the last sighting of Rake as of now. And after that, there's no incident about its appearance having been heard so far. As if it was vanished. But who knows where it's lurking around, and all of a sudden it will appear. Because it's really impossible to predict its moves. Apparently, Rake is also been tied to Slender Man somehow. It's said many may be its proxy of Slender Man, because in many video games and memes, there is a tall, skinny human figure seen lurking in the woods. It was theorized that possibly it could be Rake. One more interesting fact about Rake is that its reproduction happens like an alien, by exchanging fluids with the host. But it's surely a very horrific process. After exchanging the fluids, the Rake keeps growing with the host. And once it's fully matured, it releases itself from the host. But after that, it must nourish itself. The creature is like a living vampire who needs to feed itself frequently with meat and blood to survive. And it's not only the animals it depends on, because that's not enough. It also comes for the human flesh and blood. It's more tastier for it. The number of individual classifications of the species is still not done yet. It's still in the process. And Rake is not limited only to the USA. It also is extended to other countries. Rake is someone who tortures humans for no reason. Once it chooses its victim, Rake will follow him or her for many days. It will learn all the details about them, their family, personality, strengths, weaknesses, everything. Once it's ready, it will start haunting them mentally. It will be in their minds 24/7, inducing negative thoughts. It will not appear in front of the victims always. It will come in front of them only to scare them at night or for a real physical attack. Most of its victims commit suicide because of this unending mental torture. Rake makes sure that the victims know that it's the one doing all of this to them before they die. Rakes have super speed, superior strength, and durability. No human-made weapons are capable enough to destroy Rakes in case of an attack. The authorities are still on the research to find out how to destroy this deadly creature. And that was today's story, guys, about Rake. Comment and let me know how'd you like it. And please subscribe to my channel, guys, if you want to see more Draw My Story horror videos like this one. Till then, bye.